if you needed to go out and talk about Israel today to a crowd of people who had never heard of Israel in their lives, what are the 5 things that you would tell them that Israel is?
It's a good question.
With Herzl, of course, with Herzl watching you.
I think that that you would talk about, first off, the democracy and the shared values that we have with the United States. And that what you saw and what you agree or disagree with, it doesn't matter, but that you can. And that's a rarity in the world. And that brings a relationship to what we have with the United States. I think that I would talk about the legal system. That you could talk about the press and the inquiries and what can happen, because it can. That people have those legal rights, that you have an opportunity in this state of Arab or Jew alike to have the same kind of rights, and with all the difficulties. I would talk about a people in a country that's 62 years. You know, the United States in 62 years, we were 80% agrarian. And 24% of our population were slaves. That was the United States of America. We're the only country in the world, Israel, that brought black people in as citizens, not as slaves. No other country in the world. 82 different nations coming together in 62 years. And I would talk about that it's the only country in the Middle East that you could define its borders from a spaceship in the sky, because whether you agree that this piece of property is ours or not, in 62 years we made it so green that from a spaceship you could define its borders. From a land that in the 1800s Mark Twain walked upon and wrote that I don't know who promised this land to who, but they should not take it. In 62 years, we've built a nation that is still under creation, and you should go visit it and see the most dramatic place in the 21st century.
So I would say that covers most and much better than, more coherent than I would have been able to say.
We'll let you go first next time.
That's cool. You know, yeah, speaking to the highlights, the miracle of Israel, and the quick growth rate, the cultural diversity. The challenge, I guess to some extent it would depend on who I'm speaking to, who is the audience, because even when we speak about the great successes of Israel, look at what happened. You know, people will still say, but what about this? Because of what they're hearing. The unfortunate reality is that an overwhelming percentage of the world gets their news and their media from either, in the West, sometimes a more liberal source that will want to position things a certain way for a certain equality in terms of the two opinions, even if there is a right and wrong in certain circumstances, and then also some with a clear agenda to not see Israel exist. So with that, so how do you find that balance between the Israel we know it is, and to address the question of the Israel that many believe that it is and therefore feel so vehemently against? So I love Russell's approach of the positivity and not apologizing for it. Like a celebration and an empowerment of, this is who we are, we don't have to apologize for it, we've achieved this, but at the same time I think maybe addressing the issues in a confident but diplomatic way is the way to go. Meaning, not to apologize for defending when there's an angry ship at water and you have to protect your country in this specific incident, and there's an embargo for reasons to protect from arms coming in at very close range from a terrorist organization. You obviously have to protect your country first. And it's important that the details are discussed when that conversation is engaged and brought upon. But at the same time, if our focus more collectively could be on the positive of Israel, the future of it, where we're going, why we're going, how we've come this far already, and who else it encompasses, and that it's way beyond just us, either as Jews, Israelis, or people passionate about Israel, that's much more exciting. So I guess I would kind of keep it with that balance, but not shy away from the issue that people are coming with.